Hi all, welcome to another RPA tutorial video. Today we are going to learn about modular bot concept in Automation 360. In order to understand modular bot, I am using an example of Salesforce report download process. So where we will see how the bot is running a report and downloading from Salesforce and saving into a local drive. Okay, before start, in case if you have not subscribed this channel, I would request you to kindly subscribe and like our video and give your support so we can create more and more videos. Let's first understand why modular bot is required while we are doing our development. So in order to understand this, so let's say you have a process where you have 4 or 5 application involves, and also there are so many business logic involved in the particular process which you are going to automate. So if you keep everything in one bot, or I can say a task bot, your code will be a very lengthy and it will have so many lines of code. So for example, it might go to the 2000 or 3000 lines of code depending on the complexity and the steps of your process. So if you develop your code like this, okay, so it will create a problem while you or anybody from your team wants to understand that code. Okay, so it will be a problem. So instead of keeping everything in a single bot, okay, so we can create a separate bot based on the action or the applications or a business logic which is involved. So it's up to you how you are understanding the process and how you are designing and developing your modular bot, so which will make your life easy, as well as in future if somebody is also going to see your code, so they can also easily understand. So let's see what are the advantage we can get in case if you are designing and developing a modular bot. So first, it will be very easy to edit or debug. So let's say you want to make some changes into a particular business logic or into a particular applications. If you have splitted your code in a modular bot, then you can directly go to the particular code or a task and you can make the required changes. So it will be very much time saving. The second point is creating separate bot for each function makes the code easier to understand. As I said, if you split your task into different subtasks, it will be very easy to understand. So task bot can be also reused with other processes. So for example, you have created a task bot to log into a Salesforce or a SAP. So maybe in your other processes where SAP or Salesforce is involved, so no need to create again and again this SAP login or a Salesforce login task. You can directly reuse these things. Okay, so you can just utilize this code which you have developed into other processes also. So depending on your application's involvement or any other actions which you are performing into a particular task, so you can utilize into other tasks also. So these are the advantages we can get it from the modular, but there are many. Okay, so in case if you start developing or designing in that way, you will understand the benefit. For this use case, the Salesforce automation, okay, so we will see how our code is going to run. So we have already created a code where bot will log into the Salesforce and it will download the report. Apart from that, bot will read the information from the configuration file and it will create a folder structure, etc, etc, right? So this will be our master task, and the master task will call all the subtasks. So modular bot concept is all about you have to split your task into separate or a different subtask, and you have to call those tasks from your master bot. Okay, so you can see here the read config task, create folder structure, log into Salesforce, download report from the Salesforce. So I have just splitted this information into a separate task, so we can see. Apart from these things, when you develop your code, you have to make sure you are keeping some important information into your code. Like you have to use a comment or a steps. In Automation 360 we have options to keep a steps, and inside your step you can keep your code. so it will be easy to like understand. It looks good as well. Okay, and you have to also, when you create a variable, so make sure you are mapping properly based on your subtask and the master task. Okay, so let's say you have a variable from where you have to pass some information to your subtask. So make sure you are mapping a variable like input and output, so it can pass the information. Again, this is very important. If you are developing your task, so make sure you are putting the proper exception handling, so it can help in order to give you the proper error informations in case if your bot is getting failed. Make sure you are using credential vault to keep your sensitive data like username and the password. And also you have to create, or you can keep log information into your code, so it will help you on monitoring or understanding how your bot is performing. Before move on to the task bot, so let me show you something which might help you. So we have started our blog post in RPA. So we have started adding information into our website called Easy Ways to Learn. So here you can see we have uploaded some informations like RPA interview questions, RPA documentations, coding standard and best practices. If you guys are looking for this type of information, so kindly visit our website and you can refer to these blogs in order to understand in case if you have anything which you are looking from here. So kindly use this platform to understand more about RPA. All right, so now let me go to the Automation 360. So here I am in Automation 360. You can see here I have already created the task which we have seen, okay, in order to save some time, otherwise this video will go long. So the idea of this video is to make you understand how the modular bot looks like and or how you can create it. Okay, so the first task, as I said, this read config file, then create folder structure, then log into Salesforce and download and send the report. Okay, so this task will download. So let me take you to the task. So here you can see here, so this is the task where I'm reading the information from the configuration file. So let me show you the configuration file. So this is the configuration file. Okay, basically it is in the form of XML. So I have kept very less information here because this is very small task. So I'm just reading the path and the URL and the email ID which I'm using to send the email. So now let me move to the create folder task. So there must be a create folder structure. So now let me take you there. Okay, so here we can see, so this is the folder structure where our bot is going to keep all the logs. Okay, so if I open this, you can see here already log is there. I'm just deleting this so we can have a look, and error log is also there. So I'm removing everything. Okay, so you can see here this input data and the logs, and also I'm keeping this output data. So there must be some folder structure in your real-time development. This will have more information. I mean currently I am keeping these 3 folders, and inside logs I'm keeping other 3 folders. So you can keep more folders as per your requirement, but for this use case I'm using this 3 only. I kept this XML file here. You can keep these things wherever you want. So let me delete this and we will run this and we will check it. Now let me go to the Automation Anywhere. So this create folder task will check whether the folder is exist or not. If not, then this bot will create the folder. So whatever information I have given, it will create. The next task is log into the Salesforce. So bot will open the Salesforce and it will log into the applications using the user ID and the password. So as I said, here you can see I'm using the credential vault to retrieve my username and the password. Also, you can see here the error handling has been implemented in all the tasks. So you can implement your error handling based on your requirement. Okay, based on the task complexity, you can implement based on that also. Okay, now this is the last task where we can see the bot will download the information from the Salesforce. Okay, now I'm going to open the master task. So currently this master task is completely blank here. So we will now see. So the modular bot concept is, you have, as I said, you have to split your task as much as you can, and the number of lines also, that should not be too much. Like you can keep it like, within 100 if it is possible. Okay, so which will be helpful at the time of doing the debug, or if somebody else is from your team is trying to understand your code, it will be very helpful. Okay, so now our all the subtask is ready. And now we will integrate these things with our master bot. So I'm just coming here, and I will first use a step, and I will drag it here, and let's put, and I will call that task. Okay. Okay. So in the task, I have created all the variables here. This is the task. So here you can see here, if I go to the variable, you can see there are variables which I have created to read all the informations. So now we will map those things here. So I have created the variable type as output. You can see all the variable is showing here. And I'm just selecting this option so it can map and create the variable with the master task. So this is done now. Now let me save this. Okay. Now my requirement is, in case if any error is coming into any of the subtask, okay, my bot should stop. So in order to do that, you can use, or you can take a help from your exception handling. Okay, based on that you can perform these things. So here what I'm doing here, in the error message variable, okay, I'm just assigning a value as error. So in case if any error comes, it will come to this block and it will assign this variable value as error. Now in my master task, how master task will know whether there is any error or not? Okay, so this particular variable str error message, after moving this task here, you can see here it is available here also, str error message. Okay, so in case if the variable is holding a value as error, it means there is error, right? So let's put a if condition. I'm just putting a if, and I will go with the string condition. Here we will select a particular variable. If equals to error, then I want to stop the task. But before that, let's say I'm just keeping a message box, error found, something like that. So you can put any other things also, like log to file, or any other information or action which you want to perform here, you can keep it. So I will just keep here stop task. So in case if is there any error, my bot will stop here and it will not go to the next. Now similarly, let me call other task also. So I will just select that task. So if you see this task, so I have implemented this error handling here also and assigning the same value. So let's refresh this. Okay, now this create folder is taking the file path from the configuration task. You can see here. So this is the main location where our bot will create all the folder structure. So here I have just kept that variable main folder, okay, as input. So when it will call from the master task, it will ask to give, or you can pass that variable so it can get the information. So let's see and select that variable. So str main folder is the variable which can pass the folder path to this task. So this task, let's see whether if you have anything output variable. So these are the two variables which we have kept as output. So here, this time I will just copy this and put it here, because here in case if any error comes, I want to stop the bot. All right, so now these two tasks we have kept. Now let's start with the third one. Okay, now let's use task. Okay, so our URL is coming from the config file, and here you can see this config file is passing information to the master bot, and master bot is passing this information to the other subtask. So whatever variable you will select as input, that will available here. You can see here input values, and in case other variables which you are selecting as output, that will be available here. So just you have to click here and click on apply so it can map. So you can see here, so this is the variable which mapped here. Now let me put that if condition here also. Let's save the task. Okay, now the third task is downloading report. So I will just keep that one. Okay, so we have added all the tasks with our master bot. Now we will run and see whether this bot is running fine or not. So before running this, let's add one more step to send the email. So as you can see here, we have kept here a condition in case if any error comes to any task, then bot should stop, right? So this is my requirement. So after that, I will add another step to send the email. In case if my bot is running successful, then at the end, my bot should send the email. So here just I'm putting a step as sending email. So I will use an email action here, and let's put an email ID as RPA developers1 gmail.com. Let's change the subject line as and in the body we have options to write your mail body information in the form of plain text, HTML design, and the HTML code. So let's write into HTML design itself. Hi team. So our output will be available into location, the main folder locations. So we'll keep that. So I'm just writing that. Okay, so here we won't be directly able to add the variable. So I'm just adding from here str main folder. I'll just cut and paste here slash output. Okay, so this is the location where output will be there, and I'm just putting thanks RPA bot, and let's increase the font to 14. Okay, now let me save the task. Okay, now let me give you more idea about the task. Like, I have already added the log to file information. So you can see here, I have just kept the information, like clicked on the report. Okay, you can see the report downloaded. So similarly, you can add log to file into your code in order to understand how the bot is or what are the action bot is performing. So the good thing about this log is, in case if your bot got fail, and if you have to understand in which step it got fail, so you can understand with the help of this error log and the audit log which we are creating. So these things I have added here. Similarly, here in the error handling part, I have added this log to file information. So in case if any error occur, then this log to file information will get all the informations, like the error message and the error line number where error happened, and also it will append the timestamp so we can understand at what time exactly error occurred. Right. So now let's run this bot and see whether it is running or not. So all set to run the bot. Okay. So it is saying there is some error. Okay. So here the send email via, I'm just using this Outlook. So let me save this. Now there is no error. Let's run the bot. Okay, so it ran successfully and quickly it has downloaded the information. Now let me go to the folder and see. So the folder structure got created. Okay, so input data, there is no data, it is blank only. Now here you can see this error log and the screenshot got created. So as there is no error, so this error log and the screenshot is blank, although I have not kept anything to take the screenshot, but I have kept the error log, so which will create a txt file. Okay, now let's come to the log. You can see here this log file got created and we have all the informations like folder structure created, Salesforce site launch successfully, login successful. So some information just we have kept it to understand like how the bot has started and what are the things it has performed. So you can see here it started at 14:36, ended at 14:37. So it took around 2 minutes in order to complete that. So it created the folder structure, it has performed all the action in the Salesforce, and it logged out from the Salesforce also. All right, so this is the small bot which I have tried to uh, create to just make you understand how this modular bot looks. Okay, so that's all from this tutorial video. I hope this tutorial video will help you to understand about the multi-bot or a modular bot concept. In case if you have any question, please email us or you can put it into a comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video.